Once upon a time, there lived a prophet named Ayyub. He had great wealth and huge lands, with many animals and thousands of workers under his command. He never ate without guests and helped everyone. Everyone was his friend. He was very handsome, strong, and full of faith. But one day he lost everything: his wealth, his children, and his health. His friends left him, and only his Lord and his faithful wife stayed with him. His people sent him outside the city to a small hut so they wouldn't see him, leaving him to die. Shaitan tried many times to make him rebel, but each time he patiently said, Alhamdulillah. Yes, this is the story of Ayyub, the sick, the lonely, the abandoned. Those who lost their jobs, money, or loved ones, this story is for you. You are watching Religious Story TV. We bring the lives of the prophets to today's world. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave a comment so you don't miss our next stories. If you're ready, let's begin. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. About 2,000 years before the birth of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there lived a community near the land of Sham, in the region of Haran. These people had turned away from worshipping Allah and started bowing to idols and false gods. To guide them back to the right path, Allah chose Ayyub alayhi salam as his prophet. He was sent to call his people to the way of Tawheed, the belief in the oneness of Allah. Prophets are known for names that reflect their character, and Ayyub alayhi salam was no different. The name Ayyub means the one who returns, the one who turns back. He was given this name because in every hardship he turned only to Allah. Ayyub alayhi salam was among the prophets mentioned in the Quran, those whom Allah granted knowledge and wisdom. He was a righteous man who feared Allah and avoided evil. He became the symbol of patience and gratitude. His mother was the daughter of Lut alayhi salam, and his father, according to Tabari, was the grandson of Ishaq. Ayyub alayhi salam was extremely handsome and strong, tall, with curly hair and large, beautiful eyes. Allah blessed him with great physical strength. Through the prayer and blessings of his grandfather, Ishaq alayhi salam, Allah granted Ayyub great wealth and prosperity. He had 12 sons, all faithful in their belief. His wife, Rahima, came from the noble lineage of Yusuf alayhi salam. She lived a life of purity and obedience, always loyal and devoted to Ayyub through every trial and hardship. Allah granted Ayyub immense wealth in the land where he lived with his people. He owned vast lands, countless camels, cattle, horses, donkeys, and goats. His home was a refuge for many. Servants and workers lived and worked in this great household. Despite all his riches, arrogance never entered his heart. His wealth never distracted him from the path of Allah. He prayed often, cared for orphans, the sick, and widows. He would feel uncomfortable eating without guests. Many families lived around him, and he took their care as his duty. He clothed the poor, helped widows get married, and covered their wedding expenses. Because of his generosity and gentle nature, Ayyub alayhi salam was deeply respected by everyone in his land. In that time, Ayyub alayhi salam was chosen as a prophet and called his people to believe in and worship Allahu Ta'ala. Like all prophets, he faced many hardships. In the Quran, Allah tells us about the divine revelation given to him in Surah An-Nisa, verse 163, and Surah Al-An'am, verse 84. We have revealed to you as we revealed to Nuh and the prophets after him, and we revealed to Ibrahim, Ismail, Ishaq, Yaqub, his descendants, Isa, Ayyub, Yunus, Harun, and Suleiman. We granted him Ishaq and Yaqub and guided each of them to prophethood. And before them, we guided Dawood, Suleiman, Ayyub, Yusuf, Musa, and Harun. Thus do we reward those who do good. These are the verses in the Quran that speak about him. When people hear the name of Ayyub alayhi salam, the first thing that comes to mind is patience through trials. Whenever Ayyub alayhi salam mentioned Allah, the angels in the heavens sent peace and blessings upon him. But the cursed Iblis tried to mislead him many times. He failed again and again until he was filled with anger and disappointment. Then Iblis complained to Allah, saying, "O my Lord, I tried every way to mislead your servant Ayyub, but I failed." Allah asked, "O Iblis, why do you think you could not mislead my servant Ayyub?" Iblis replied, "O my Lord, how could I succeed? You gave Ayyub vast lands, crops, countless animals, and endless blessings. You have not tested him with hardship. I tried to plant greed in his heart so he would become ungrateful, but every time I whispered, he said, 'I seek refuge in my Lord from the cursed shaitan. All praise be to Allah, the giver of endless blessings.'" Then Iblis added with sorrow, "O my Lord, you also gave him obedient children. He has 12 sons, and all are respectful to their parents. But if you take away his wealth and blessings, then I can surely mislead him." Allah Ta'ala said, "O cursed shaitan, no matter what trials I send, my servant Ayyub will never turn away from me. The more I test him, the more he will seek refuge in me. I will test my servant Ayyub so that he becomes an example for all humanity." Then Allah Ta'ala began to take back little by little all the blessings he had once given to Ayyub alayhi salam. Once the wealth of Ayyub alayhi salam was taken away in different ways. His sheep drowned in a flood, and his crops were scattered by a strong wind. While these disasters were happening, Shaitan came to Ayyub alayhi salam in the form of a shepherd. At that time, Ayyub was giving advice to the people around him. Everyone turned to look at the crying shepherd in surprise. Shaitan came closer and said, "O Ayyub, a terrible disaster has happened. Allah Ta'ala has destroyed all your wealth and property." Everyone was shocked except Ayyub alayhi salam. When he heard this news, he did not complain at all. Instead, he praised and thanked Allah Ta'ala. Shaitan was astonished and said, "Where are your peaceful lands now? Where are your countless animals? Where are your great orchards, your homes, your estates? All your wealth is gone. Do you think you will ever get it back?" He tried to upset Ayyub even more, but Ayyub alayhi salam calmly replied, "Who gave me that wealth and property? My Lord, Jalla Jalaluhu. Now he has taken it away, for he is the owner of my wealth and the owner of me. If he wills, he gives. If he wills, he takes away. No one can question what he does." Everyone who heard these words was deeply moved. Perhaps even Shaitan understood them best. Through Ayyub's patience, Allah taught Shaitan a lesson stronger than a slap. So much wealth, land and crops were gone. Yet Ayyub's patience, gratitude and trust in Allah did not decrease even a little. Shaitan grew furious, but Ayyub alayhi salam was a prophet. His heart was never attached to his possessions. He saw all his wealth only as a means to seek Allah's pleasure. So how could someone whose heart was free from love of wealth be saddened by the loss of worldly things? Of course he was not saddened. But the tests were not over, dear brothers and sisters. After his lands and gardens were gone, Ayyub alayhi salam's children also died in an earthquake. Seeing this, Shaitan came again, this time disguised as a teacher. Ayyub's children had been studying when the earthquake struck, taking their lives. Earlier, when the fields were lost, Shaitan had appeared as a shepherd. Now, for the loss of his children, he appeared as a teacher. Crying loudly, he approached Ayyub alayhi salam and said, "O Ayyub, Allahu Ta'ala has destroyed your house with an earthquake. All your children and students are dead. Each one was torn into pieces.